In this lesson, you'll learn how heat is transferred from one object to another. How does heat move from a campfire to your chilly hands? What makes water boil? The vocabulary words for this lesson are heat, conduction, convection, and radiation. Click each word to find out more about it.
Abdul Mohsen, what is heat in your opinion?
Heat?
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
Yes. Say anything from your mind. What is heat? What do you think about heat?
An energy of hot gases.
Oh, this is a very good answer. You said it's energy. Energy.
It's an energy of hot gases in the air.
Hot gases? Not only hot gases?
No, not only.
Okay. So heat.
Even sometimes smoke, even sometimes water vapor. Sometimes it produces like rains.
So let me ask you another question. Is heat is important for us as a human bodies?
Yes.
Why? Why heat is important for you?
Mister, because sometimes, if you haven't heard of it, in the sun there's some vitamins that we can get from the heat.
Vitamins? You mean from the sun?
Yes. And without the sun, or heat.
Yeah.
First, without heat,
yeah.
would be frozen like ice.
Okay, can we cook pizza? Can we cook pizza without heat?
No.
Can we drink tea without heat?
Can we what?
Drink tea.
No.
Without heat, we can't. Muhammad Tarbush, what is that? Are you a ghost?
Because heat is in the sun, and the sun is the main source of energy.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you for this answer. Please listen to heat. What is the meaning of heat? Here the definition.
Heat. The energy that moves between objects of different temperatures.
Ahmed? Walid. Ahmed Walid?
Yay!
Ahmed, good morning. What is the meaning of heat?
Good morning. But Mister, I can't see because the screen is very blurry.
I'm sorry.
Mister, okay, now I can see.
What is heat?
The energy that moves between objects of different temperatures.
Different temperatures. What do you mean by that? Can you explain?
Yes. The energy that moves between the different object temperatures, like do you know the temperatures?
Yes, I know it. How can we transfer the heat from a cold body to a hot body, or the opposite? Look here in this picture, we can fire the wood. Look.
Yes, and then we put our hands above it, and then we will.
Yeah, now you can feel warm. You feel warm. So when you feel cold, we can get heat energy from the fire here, the wooden fire.
We can make fire, like we can. We got 2 sticks and 1 wood. We just put it like until it lights up. Then
and you can use heater instead.
What if we don't have a heater?
Yes, you can do that. And also, if you can get some wood like that, you can scratch your hands together to feel it's more warm.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Mister,
The next one. Conduction.
Conduction. The movement of heat between two materials that are touching.
Yusuf Hazm.
Yes.
What is conduction?
Conduction, the movement of heat between two materials that are touching.
Can you explain it?
Explain?
Yeah, the movement of heat between two materials that are touching.
You mean like the two materials are touching? What are they? I don't know them.
Yes. What will happen?
It will be fire. It's gonna make
For
fire.
example, if you have a piece of ice and
Yes.
put it on the stove, what will happen?
It will melt
Why?
because the ice is water, you know?
Yes, I know.
Freeze it.
I know that. Why the ice becomes water?
Because it's melted from the heat from the fire.
Yeah. So what happened? Movement of heat from the fire to the piece of ice to be
Yeah.
liquid water after that. It's called conduction. It's called what?
Conduction.
Read it again.
Conduction.
The movement.
The movement of heat between two materials that are touching.
Thank you. The next. Convection.
Convection. The movement of heat in liquids and gases from a warmer area to a cooler area.
محمد طربوش. محمد. Abdulaziz. What is convection?
Oh. What?
Convection, this one.
Okay. Of heat in liquids and gases from a warmer area to a colder.
Yes,
To a
the
cooler
movement of
area.
heat in liquids and gases from warmer area to a cooler area. Thank you. Next. Radiation. This term is very important. Listen.
Radiation. The movement of heat without matter to carry it.
Faisal, what's radiation? Faisal, can you hear me? Mu'taz, what is radiation?
Mr. Radiation is the movement of heat without matter to carry it.
To carry it. That's right.
Yeah.
Teacher?
Have you
Teacher?
ever wondered how a hot drink
Teacher.
makes a cup warm? How does the heat travel from the hot drink through the cup and into your hand? Let's find out.
I really like to do that. When I feel cold, I touch this cup of tea or milk or hot chocolate to get warm, to get heat. I do that in winter, in the cold days.
What happens when the heat from this corn on the cob meets a cold pat of butter? The energy from the hot corn is transferred to the butter through a process called conduction. As the temperature of the butter gets closer to the temperature of the corn, the transfer of energy slows down. When the temperature of the corn and the butter are the same, the transfer of energy stops. Click to learn more about heat transfer by conduction. Heat is conducted from the hot corn to the cold butter. The butter warms up as the heat from the corn is transferred to the butter.
Danny, what happened to this piece of butter here?
What?
What happened to this piece of butter? Why?
Because there's not enough cold energy.
Cold energy? We just said what is the meaning of conduction. conduction here. Look, this is some heat from the popcorn transferred to this piece of butter. So this piece of butter make this, I'm sorry, the heat energy make this butter to melt.
Yeah.
The butter warms up
So
as the heat
basically,
from the
since the
corn is
popcorn was-
transferred to the butter.
So because the popcorn was hot, it transferred some of its heat energy to the butter.
That's right.
So that's why the
Reaction
butter
stops
melted.
when the corn and the butter reach the same temperature.
Then in the end, when they are of the same temperature, so there is no conduction. There is no conduction. So when conduction happens, conduction will happen when we transfer the heat from a hot body to a cold body,
Why does the water in the beaker boil? The water boils because a process called convection is taking place. Convection describes how heat causes liquids or gases to move around. The water at the bottom of the beaker is closer to the source of the heat. When the water near the heat source gets hot, it rises. When it cools off at the top of the beaker, it sinks. Boiling water is water that rises and sinks through the process of convection. Click to discover more. Water warmed in the bottom of the beaker rises. When it reaches the top of the beaker, it cools and sinks. Back at the bottom of the beaker, it heats up and rises again. The rising and falling water makes a convection current, and heat is transferred from the bottom of the beaker to the top. The sun heats objects through radiation. Radiation occurs when a heat source, or radiator, sends out heat waves. The waves of heat move through air or empty space. These heat waves then warm whatever they hit. Click an image to begin.
Manaf?
Yes.
Manaf, can we travel, should we travel to the sun to get energy?
What?
Should we travel to the sun to get energy like heat and light?
Yes.
You have to travel to the sun? You have to take a plane to the sun?
Oh, no.
Guess what? If you do that, you will be melted.
It's burnt. Yeah.
Yeah, you will be melted. So no need to travel to the sun to get energy. So how can we get energy from the sun?
From heat energy.
From heat energy through radiation. Look at this girl. She's sleeping beside a tree and enjoys the sun heat and light through radiation.
Yes.
You know?
Not yesterday.
The day before yesterday?
Yeah, before yesterday.
Yeah.
I go to the beach and I
You went to the beach?
Yeah.
Huh?
I go to the beach and then they put for me my sister's tan.
Yeah.
Then, we walk and I sit from 11 2 minutes.
Yeah.
till 6.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
So listen to that to know what is radiation.
Heat waves from the sun travel through space and through Earth's atmosphere to warm people and other living things. Heat waves from the light bulb in this incubator keep the chicks warm. The campfire radiates heat waves to warm your hands.
So no need to touch this this fire, to touch it directly, to feel warm. No need to do that. Just raise up your hand above this heat and you can feel that your hand is hot or warm through radiation.
Heat always moves in one direction, from the hotter object to the colder object. In which direction is heat transferred in this picture? Click the arrow to show your answer. Well done! Energy moves from a warmer object to a cooler one. In this case, the heat moves from your hand to the tray of ice pops. Do the pictures show convection, conduction, or radiation? Drag each picture to the correct box.
Okay. Ahmed? Ammar?